This Good Morning Northwest morning spread is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Well, it is 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday in the morning sprint.
And Mark has your forecast on a wet and windy day ahead.
And today is Election Day. Sydney Charles has details on key races across the country.
But first, it was an abrupt ending to last night's Spokane City Council meeting. During the public forum, the council repeatedly asked the crowd to follow the rules. But when their requests were ignored, they just stopped the meeting. Those rules include not calling out or cheering and not calling out specific council members by name. Before the meeting ended, several people demanded the City Council take action in support of Palestinian citizens. The City Council adjourned before getting to any ordinances or even the agenda.
All right, as we take a look at our First Alert Weather, and the First Alert Weather app would be a great tool to have for the winter if you haven't already downloaded. Oh, I forgot. Hey, the winds now gusting to 25 into Coeur d'Alene, gust 23 into the valley, and sustained to 19. We do have rain showers in the region, so make sure you dress appropriately. This should be a done deal by 3 o'clock. So we're going to have those morning to midday rains, and our high today, 49 degrees.
The death of a 68-year-old woman in Post Falls from a fallen tree has people in the area concerned for their own safety. Diane Williams was driving on Saltese Way Saturday morning when investigators say, with no warning, a large tree fell and crushed on top of her car, killing her instantly. Now, people who live in the area and travel that road are worried that it could happen again. We took the community's concerns to Coeur d'Alene city leaders who expressed their condolences and sent a statement to our newsroom, which you can read on our website, KXLY.com. But one Kootenai County arborist says for this tree, the warning signs were there. Don Taylor believes that the tree had been dead for years and was infested by bark beetles.
Deputies arrested a man for waving a machete at a store employee in Spokane Valley. Take a look at this photo. That is the machete. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says the employee saw 27-year-old Ivan Zinoski staring at him. The man then allegedly walked toward the store and pointed the machete at the employee before walking away. Deputies arrested Zinoski a few blocks away. He was released the next day.
The man accused of killing a family of 4 in Kellogg, Idaho, was supposed to appear in court yesterday, but a hearing to dismiss his charges was canceled. Now, last month, Major John Kaler filed a motion arguing that the state has not shown sufficient evidence that the deaths constitute as first-degree murder. Kaler's attorney argues that there were no prior threats or mistreatment towards the family of 4 who lived in Kellogg. Kaler has pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. 4 News Now is waiting for an answer on why the hearing was vacated.
We should learn more about how a 67-year-old Spirit Lake woman died in her apartment last week. A press conference has been scheduled for Thursday. Police were called to a senior living facility last Wednesday for what they called a mental health situation. Spirit Lake police said, quote, officers encountered a female adult and an officer-involved shooting occurred. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office took over the investigation but has not released any further details other than identifying the woman as S.A. Floyd.
And by the end of today, we should know if Spokane will have a new mayor and whether shoppers in Spokane County will start paying more in a sales tax. The biggest race on those ballots is going to be the race for mayor. Incumbent Nadine Woodward and challenger Lisa Brown have both focused on public safety and the homelessness crisis in their campaigns. Also on the ballot is the race for Spokane City Council president and 3 city council positions. Liberty Lake and Spokane Valley also have several city council positions open. And voters across the county are being asked for their decision on Measure 1. That's the proposed sales tax increase that would help fund a new jail along with other criminal justice projects.
4 News Now is your headquarters for election results. We have special election coverage for you beginning on 4 News Now at 5 and 6. We'll bring you results and reaction as soon as they're available when the polls close tonight at 8.
And across state lines in Kootenai County, voters are asked to decide whether to approve a $50 million bond meant to preserve open space in the county. Commissioners say the bond will preserve areas like the Rathdrum Prairie while only costing taxpayers about an extra $8 a year. Now, if the bond passes, more playgrounds and dog parks could pop up around North Idaho.
And voters in at least 37 states are heading to the polls today. Election Day 2023 features a few statewide races for elective offices, and some cities, including right here in Spokane, are electing mayors. In Ohio, residents will determine 2 ballot measures, one that would create a law legalizing marijuana and the other that would enshrine the right to an abortion in the state's constitution. In Kentucky, Democratic Governor Andy Beshear is running for re-election against GOP challenger Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Voters in Virginia will decide the balance of power for both chambers of state government, and coverage on Election Day across the country will continue on Good Morning America. Weather next.